Alright guys, we're back with another beginner guitar tips and tutorials. So just going to go over some basic advice today, quick video, why I think you should play an acoustic guitar before you pick up an electric. I took guitar lessons when I was a kid, when I was like 13 or 12 or 13, and I started on electric, and I picked it back up again in my 20s, like mid-20s, like 4 years ago. I got injured in my sport, so I needed a break, and my brother was like, "Oh, you should pick a guitar back up." And I didn't have one because my mom sold my electric guitar. It was like a junior guitar, and I was like, I really want to like sing and play rhythm guitar. I just want to play chords and sing, you know. I love Post Malone, like MGK. And you know, all the videos that I had watched, like Posty or even like MGK, some of those people, for their you know, their basic, all their rhythm and stuff comes from an understanding of the acoustic guitar. Even Post plays like finger plucking on Feeling Whitney and stuff like that. And yeah, so I would say that you can literally just go to Guitar Center and get a used guitar. Get a used electric guitar. It could be $200, could be $100. I went online and I special ordered. This one's a Yamaha, so it's not like, it's sort of a medium expensive brand, but a really solid, you know, beginner to intermediate guitar. This was like $700, and I didn't really think to just go to Guitar Center and see what they had used. My next guitar that I got after that was an electric, and I went in and I just got it used. It's like a little bit chipped. It's an Ibanez, sort of a punk rock guitar. So sort of punk rock, which I love punk. So this was a fun guitar, and the strings are really loose on this. So this is fun to practice on. Different style, obviously. So I put like a year or two into the acoustic first, and it's so much easier to bend the strings on this. So once you get to like higher patterns and scales and soloing, you're gonna want to have one of these handy. This was pretty cheap too, and I got it used at a Guitar Center. But you're gonna want to start with an acoustic for a couple of reasons. It really gives you good technique, and it might be frustrating at times, because I remember when I just learned what an F chord was. It's like I literally could not get any sound out of it. So I was like, how do you do like a bar chord? I was like, how do you do it? I can't get any freaking sound out of this. But that's gonna give you a fantastic callus, and there's no pain, no gain. There's gonna be some pain, but your fingers are gonna get super calloused from playing these bar chords, you know, just like even like an A major. And if you can get them to ring out with an acoustic, it's going to be so easy on your electric. So I would say that an acoustic is unforgiving. You know, if you don't hit the note just right, it's going to sound terrible. So just a couple basic tips. Get an acoustic guitar, and one thing you're going to need to do is probably like lower the action. My action was actually like way too high. So if it like really hurts, I would say just practice with it like that, because I played with it for like a year, and the calluses on my fingers were insane because the action was way too high. So I had the action lowered. Just go to one of the techs at Guitar Center, the technicians, and have it lowered eventually, and have them put fresh strings on it. But I would say, even if it feels like really hard to play any notes, I would say just grind with that. Play all the basics. And last few tips to go back over. is, okay, there's a couple scales that you can know that are important. So you're basically, your do, re, mi, C major scale is like, that's like the first thing I did. So that's gonna just be, so that's just do, re, mi, fa, so that's C major scale. So that's, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to make it not ring out. So there's that, and then you can look up all these scales. There's G minor pentatonic. This is actually sort of the blues way, but like, there's different positions, obviously. So yeah, basically you just want it to ring out as much as possible. And you don't even have to go that advanced in scales as that. You could literally just pick up the acoustic guitar, learn all your basic chords like A through G. So, you know, starting with A major, A minor, B, C, all the way through. Learn those chords. And then once you get those chords, you could just pick up the acoustic every day. And this is the most basic technique that you're going to learn. The most basic exercise is just the spider walk. This is boring, this is not fun, but you get your fingers really calloused like this, do that for 6 months to a year, and then have the action lowered from the tech at Guitar Center and change the strings, but just play your basic chords, maybe some fun basic chord progressions of your favorite songs, like that, you know, something like the Kid Leroy song. So I just played basically some of like my favorite songs, like Kid Leroy. Like I'd play Post Malone, Stay. So you want to keep it fun. You don't want to get burnt out where you're like, this sucks, I hate playing guitar. So play some of your most favorite songs that have basic chords in them on an acoustic. And it could be tight, the strings could be tough. Try to get them to ring out, right? If you're not hearing them ring out, you should be able to press down and they should ring out. So that's step one. Can you do some? And then step two is going really slow. You can use a metronome or not. You're gonna want to do, my cat's back there. You're gonna want to do a spider walk, right? So all you do is you go string fret 1 through 4, and when you're playing guitar, when you're going forward on it, you leave down the previous finger. Leave it down, leave it down. When you're going the other way, obviously you have to pick it up, or else it'll mute it, right? So you have to pick it up going backwards, but going this way, leave it down, and you want to just make sure you hear everything ring out. Leave it down, and then you change it to the next, and then you go down one more, so that's now the 5th string. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm picking up the fingers now. Going down one more. Now we're at the 3rd string. Leave it down. Leave it down. Now we're all the way to the 7th string. go whatever pace you can ring. If the notes sound good, if they sound clean, then you can go that fast. But if you're messing up the notes, then you got to slow it down. Next one. And basically just go until the end of the guitar. So that's like, I guess we could get to the 15th fret, but that's a little tricky on the acoustic. So I'll get there for you guys. And as you get further and further down, it's going to be better to have an electric guitar because obviously you get a longer neck. Because you can barely even reach these on here. See, now I'm starting to miss the notes, so I'll slow down a little bit. And this is pretty much the last two that I can do without the neck ending. So yeah, it's the 15th fret is where it ends. Because you can't reach anymore. So some people call that a spider walk, but that's just your most basic. Make sure they ring out. So do that, basic guitar, basic chords, look up songs with simple chord progressions that you like. And my last tip, you want to have fun or else you're going to want to put down the guitar. I actually have two more tips. So, you know, do some stuff like, you know, if you, I remember I didn't know how to play at all, but I did know like, you know, you got to learn some songs that you like. That's Enter Sandman by Metallica. So you're gonna not want to play if it's all just boring exercises. You want to feel like, oh, this is a song that people actually recognize. And then a little harder is, you know, some Crazy Train or something. Day Tripper by the Beatles. So that's just good to get your technique and your fingering. Like, just look up some songs that you like. Gin Blossoms, Found Out About You. And then there's one more Metallica, was this For Whom the Bell Tolls. I forget how that one goes. But yeah. That's how it goes. So it's a mixture of having fun and also just literally any guitar player still plays, you know, some sort of pentatonic scale. So everyone plays that, and then, but literally, I'm pretty sure it was from 0 all the way to like great guitarists, they still do this basic spider walk. And as you can see, even I mess it up sometimes. It has to be precise, especially on an acoustic guitar. On an electric, it's much easier. So I still do that almost every day. Last tip, I'm really bad at keeping videos concise, so I'll work on that. Let me know if you want longer or shorter videos, but I kind of just like to free associate. Last tip, if you want to improve with the guitar, you need to see it. It needs to be visible. Well, I have two other guitars that are mounted on the wall, but it needs to be visible. So when I walk into my room, first thing I see is the guitar, right? So what do I want to do? I want to pick it up. I want to play. I want to mess around. So if you just have it stuffed in your basement under a bunch of boxes, you're not going to want to play. If you see it, every day, you're going to want to play it. So I have them mounted on the wall, and I also have one on the ground. So this one's really easy to pick up and play, and the ones on the wall are always beckoning to me. So once again, thank you guys. Peace.